Hello everyone and welcome to the aTech channel. Today we're going to take a look at life inside the International Space Station. Have you ever wondered what it's like to work in space? These men and women in the ISS are truly special, but they're still just ordinary people doing their job. Today we're going to find out what a day on the ISS is like. The space station orbits the Earth at 27,000 kilometers per hour, and human notions of day and night are starting to look pretty ridiculous. In the course of 24 hours, the astronaut sees the sun rise and set 16 times. So the regular cycle of the human body must be maintained up there to prevent a crew from falling into permanent paralysis. The astronaut schedules are detailed in 5-minute increments by a team from the control center. In general, runs from 6 a.m. to 9:30 p.m., depending on the UTC. Astronauts typically wake up in their sleeping bags attached to the walls the size of a telephone booth. For hygiene, they simply pour a little warm water and a trace of soap on a washcloth to scrub themselves down longer. Crew members with long hair wash using a special shampoo rinse that is vigorously rubbed with a towel. This method requires little water and is originally created for patients who could not shower. There's also a haircutting machine called Floppy. It consists of a pair of clippers attached to a vacuum cleaner that prevents stray hairs from flying away, clogging the ISS virtual equipment. Brushing your teeth is similar to that of on Earth. Astronauts can even bring their favorite brands of toothpaste. The main disadvantages are the lack of sink and running water. They have to practically swallow at the end. To dress, they wear short-sleeved t-shirts and shirts because the temperature is about 22 degrees Celsius. They change clothes as rarely as possible because of the lack of storage space and washing facilities. Odorous items are stored in mesh bags and are be shipped to the next resupply mission to the atmosphere. Even in space, you can expect to visit the toilet. In a microgravity environment, each member has a personal urinal funnel. They attach to a suction hose driven to a fan. The fan sucks up all the liquids that are broken down to generate fresh oxygen and drinking water. The solid waste, on the other hand, is sucked into the wastewater tank and sealed in plastic. It is considered a good way for astronauts to remember to leave a fresh bag for the next crew member. This unpleasant facility is the most advanced on any orbital facility. On the defunct Russian space station Mir, a power failure forced cosmonauts to defecate directly into emergency plastic bags until a repair is made. During breakfast, toast and sandwiches are forbidden. Crumbs are a disaster in a non-serious environment. They make a mess and promote the growth of fungi. There are no conventional refrigerators, although a company called Bioserve Space Technologies is currently testing a suitable onboard. There is plenty to eat, such as scrambled eggs, oatmeal, and waffles. Most of the food is dehydrated and brought back to life with hot water. There's also various beverages, as long as you drink through a straw. In addition to breakfast, the diet is religiously planned and monitored by nutritionists. It is now time for the crew to go to mission control to review the day's plan. On the ISS, every task and activity is carefully scheduled down to the last detail. The most important ones are preventative corrective maintenance. Clearing filters, disinfecting surfaces, updating computer software, and taking out the trash are the most important tasks. Occasionally, maintenance tasks require a trip into space. This often involves changing batteries, and will take hours to get dressed and go over 100 pages that memorize the various checks that need to be done before the trip. In general, the movement inside is done with the help of ramps located at regular intervals everywhere. During extended missions, colossus disappear from the bottom of the feet and reappear on the top. This part of the body becomes crucial for maintaining an upright and stable position. The surfaces and handrails are usually adorned with Velcro strips. These prevent objects from slipping away and getting lost. After a good morning's work, they're often left alone. But sometimes they're in teams communicating in Runglish, a dialect to divide English and Russian. For lunchtime, the ISS crew maintains distractions between days by sharing ritual meals every Sunday. Weightlessness creates complications for everything else on board. Cooking is no exception, so most meals are prepared in dehydrated ingredients and hot water. For example, some foods are pre-sterilized with ionization radiation. This prevents spoilage. Nevertheless, the spices are available in liquid form. This is because pallets may cause disruptions in the station's operations. Deliveries of fresh food, such as fruit, are made periodically. Takeout is not really an option. A fresh supply is important to keep the morale for hard-working crew up. Unfortunately, the taste is a bit bland. Flavors don't work in low gravity, and blood rushes to the tissues. After washing their hands with disinfectant wipes, they return to work. The main mission for the ISS is to conduct scientific experiments and enrich humanity's knowledge of life in space. Their work is that of laboratory technicians, guided in their actions by scientists on the ground. The ISS is full of laboratories. Russian has research modules, the Americans have a laboratory called Destiny, and the European Space Agency runs Columbus. Even Japan has developed the latest laboratory called Kaibo. It includes a platform for carrying out experiments outside the station. Some of the questions explored the concerns of the effects of low gravity on artificial living cells. The experiment subjects on animals are more regularly than the astronauts themselves. So when all the scientific work is done, it's time to exercise to keep in good shape. Each member is required to work out for at least 2 hours a day to prevent atrophy, bone breakage, and space cough caused by the lack of gravity and accumulation of fluids in the head. 3 main pieces of gym equipment, especially designed for the life on board, are used. The most common are the exercise bike without a seat and a treadmill with an elastic strap. It is also equipped with an intelligent vibration isolation system as to not disturb scientific activities. The third is the Advanced Resistive Exercise Device, the RED. Recently added, it uses smart vacuum-sealed cylinders to mimic resistance of up to 270 kilometers. The tedium of training is offset by screens showing movies and access to state-of-the-art equipment. Before going to bed, astronauts have the choice of spending time online, calling home, or sitting and watching a world via the station dome. Wi-Fi is present at an impressive 600 megabytes per second via the TETRA satellite system. At night, they return to their sleeping bags. These bags have special armholes that allow them to read books while still attached. Among the problems to overcome, the custom hum of the ISS compared to a vacuum cleaner running at all times. Still, sleeping astronauts need air, so they try to position themselves at night at the level of the station's air vents. Astronauts housed in poorly ventilated sections can wake up choking on their own carbon dioxide. This results in headaches. Astronauts are even said to dream in zero gravity and often snore. What do you think? Is all the discomfort and poor food worth becoming a pioneer in interplanetary exploration? If you enjoyed our topic of the day, feel free to like this video. To enjoy more videos like this, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, leave your suggestions for our next topics. Activate the notification bell to be among the first to see our next videos, and we'll see you soon on aTech.